Greetings. Hello, this is The Gospel Street. I'm your host, Chris Christie. I want to talk to you real quick about doing good to all. This is Galatians chapter 6, and it is right here. Okay? I'm coming out of this book, the NIV, New Testament. This book only cost $2.99, so it's pretty cheap. Anyway, let's read this real quick. It says, brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. But watch yourselves, or you also may be tempted. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. If anyone thinks they are something when they are not, they deceive themselves. Each one should test their own actions. Then it says, then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. For each one should carry their own load. Nevertheless, the one who receives instruction in the word should share all good things with their instructor. Then it says, verse 7, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. I think you've heard that one before. A man reaps what he sows. Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction. Whoever sows to please the Spirit, from the Spirit will reap eternal life. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all people, especially to those who belong to the family of believers. All right, so that's Galatians 6. Galatians chapter 6 is here. We read all the way over to here, and we read to verse 1 to 10. Galatians chapter 6, verse 1 to 10. So real quick, it's talking about doing good to all. You know, this is the New Testament. This is after Christ showed up. He showed up in the New Testament, and that's in Galatians. And so this is when he's teaching the gospel to people about how he is and who he is and all this and that. Anyway, Christ is like all about treating people good and doing good and being righteous and all this and that. And that's what that's talking about. So just putting that out there, because, he says, like, if you have a shirt and somebody wants it, don't just give them your shirt. Give them your shirt and your sweater or your jacket. And so he wants you to go like all the way, helping people. But here's an example about it paying off to do what's right and doing good. It's biblical. It's not just legal. You understand what I'm saying? Because most of everything in the world, I'm realizing, is based off the Bible. Like the court system, just life itself, the movement of life and everything that we do is biblical pretty much. They took it from some form of the Bible. Like you'll get these books, the principles of life or the laws of attraction and all this stuff. A lot of it is biblical. It's just human beings that took it and put it in their own words and wrote a book and got money off of it. So there you have it, straight from the Bible. It says doing good to all. And that's what it's talking about. So that's what Jesus stands for. That's what sharing the gospel is about, is doing what Jesus stands for. And you remember that saying when they said, like, what would Jesus do? That's what you always got to be asking yourself, like, how would Jesus handle this? What would Jesus do in this situation? But he wants us to do good to all and turn the cheek. Back in the old day, he said eye for an eye. Don't turn that cheek. Beat them up, But some religions still teach that, or some religions still go by the old days, the Old Testament or the old book. But we have the New Testament, if you believe in Jesus. And so that's what he's saying, is just do good to all. Don't discriminate. Don't be hateful. Don't be mean. It's tough. It's not easy to follow Jesus. I'm going to let you know that. Because people can be rude. You're still supposed to, just soak it up. I mean, you don't have to reply and respond being rude. You just kind of be